Under the sea near Alexandria, you can find the sunken palace of Cleopatra, the last queen of Egypt. It used to be a grand place full of treasures and the sounds of royal life. Now it's quiet under the waves of the Mediterranean Sea, like a forgotten kingdom. Divers who are brave enough to explore underwater can find secrets from long ago in this palace. It's a special spot for anyone who loves history and diving, giving them a chance to see what once was a magnificent place. This palace wasn't just a home, it symbolized Cleopatra's authority and the grandeur of her reign. Imagine walls adorned with gold and precious stones, lush gardens that stretched as far as the eye could see, and halls echoing with the whispers of political plots and romantic escapades. Cleopatra VII, who ruled from 51 to 30 BC, is one of the most iconic figures in history. She is renowned not only for her political acumen, but also for the dramatic and sometimes mystical stories that surround her life. Cleopatra's reign was marked by a series of tumultuous events and strategic alliances with Rome's most powerful leaders, Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, which were crucial in her efforts to secure her position and Egypt's independence. One of the more intriguing anecdotes from her reign involves her meeting with Julius Caesar. Legend has it that she had herself smuggled into Caesar's presence rolled up in a carpet. This dramatic entrance not only caught Caesar off guard, but also charmed him, marking the beginning of an influential alliance and romantic relationship. Cleopatra's political maneuvers often had a personal flair, blending statecraft with spectacle. She was known for her lavish lifestyle and the sumptuousness of her court, which were not just displays of wealth, but also strategic tools to impress foreign dignitaries and reinforce her divine status to her subjects. Another famous story tells of the time Cleopatra wagered Mark Antony that she could consume the most expensive meal ever served. She won the bet by dissolving a pearl from one of her earrings in vinegar, or wine according to some accounts, and drinking it, thereby creating an incredibly costly cocktail. You see, Alexandria, born from the dreams of Alexander the Great in 332 BC, quickly became a hub of culture and wealth. The city was designed to showcase the glory of Alexander's empire with wide, orderly streets and magnificent public buildings that attracted scholars, artists, and merchants from all corners of the Mediterranean. This vibrant city was the perfect backdrop for Cleopatra's palace. Set prominently along the bustling harbor, the palace was not just a private residence, but a public statement of wealth and power visible to anyone who sailed into Alexandria's grand port. Cleopatra VII, famed for her sharp mind and stunning beauty, ruled from this opulent base. She was not just a figurehead, she was actively involved in the governance of her kingdom, steering Egypt through turbulent times with her cunning and intelligence. But all empires fall, and Cleopatra's was no exception. Her powerful reign ended in tragedy around 30 BC when she and Mark Antony faced defeat by Octavian, the future Emperor Augustus of Rome. This defeat marked not just the end of her life, but the end of the Egyptian pharaohs. Later, around the 4th century AD, devastating earthquakes and tsunamis sank the island of Anti-Rhodos, and with it, Cleopatra's palace, into the sea. These natural disasters buried her magnificent home under layers of sediment and mystery, leaving it forgotten by time. Divers who visit these underwater ruins report seeing remnants of columns and sphinxes, broken pottery, and statues that once decorated the grand palace. Swimming through these relics, one can almost hear the faint echoes of ancient festivities and the rustle of royal robes. The site has become a hotspot for underwater archaeology, with teams working meticulously to piece together the history hidden beneath the waves. Each artifact brought to the surface helps to illuminate the life of one of history's most intriguing figures. Exploring Cleopatra's sunken palace is like stepping back in time. It's a unique opportunity to touch the remnants of an era when Egypt was at the crossroads of the world, influenced by both Eastern and Western cultures. For historians and adventurers alike, the submerged palace of Cleopatra continues to be a source of fascination and inspiration, a watery grave that holds the secrets of the last queen of Egypt and the ancient world she tried so desperately to save. Frank Gaudio, an underwater archaeologist, made a historic discovery in the 1990s in Alexandria's eastern harbor. His find included giant statues, inscribed stones, and fragments of buildings. These artifacts matched the ancient stories about the palace's grandeur. Among these were life-sized statues and sphinxes, which seemed to recount ancient ceremonies and royal gatherings. The site, located in the shallow waters between 5 to 8 meters deep, is strewn with ancient columns and other artifacts. These remnants offer divers a rare peek into a world swallowed by the sea centuries ago. Divers can explore this submerged palace, observing the layout and imagining the splendor it once held. Diving here, however, is challenging. The water clarity can drop to less than a meter, making the experience mysterious and somewhat daunting. The shallow depth allows divers to stay underwater longer, gradually unveiling the secrets hidden beneath the waves. As you swim, you might glide past the base of a giant red granite pillar, maneuver around fragments of ancient vases, or encounter a headless sphinx statue. Each relic, eroded by time and water, tells a story of ancient opulence, offering a stark contrast to the polished exhibits found in museums. The Mediterranean waters off Alexandria are notorious for their choppiness, differing greatly from the serene, crystal-clear waters of tropical diving spots. The sea here is often rough, with cloudy conditions that demand careful navigation and respect for the natural elements. Divers must remain close to their guides to safely explore this historic site. Despite these challenges, the thrill of swimming through a palace that once housed Cleopatra herself is incomparable. This dive is not just a recreational activity, but a profound historical immersion, offering both excitement and a sense of reverence for the past. This palace is a doorway back in time, showcasing a mixture of huge historical layers that tell more than just the story of Cleopatra's reign. There are giant columns and stone platforms underwater, suggesting they were part of this grand palace complex long ago. One of the most exciting finds under the sea is a statue that people think could be Mark Antony, Cleopatra's famous love. The dive site is also home to the remains of Cleopatra's ceremonial sunboat. This is a rare and intriguing piece because it connects directly to Cleopatra's time and her royal status. There's even a World War II airplane down there, adding a more recent layer of history to the underwater mix. This plane reminds us that Alexandria's coast was important not just in ancient times, but also in modern history. Diving into Cleopatra's sunken palace is like wandering through a living museum. You're swimming through history, seeing the remnants of a world that once was. This palace used to be a bustling hub of political and cultural activity. It was a powerful place where decisions were made that shaped the history of Egypt. Sadly, the reason why this palace is underwater is due to natural disasters. After Cleopatra's death, the region faced turmoil and eventually a series of earthquakes and tsunamis struck the coast of Alexandria. This led to the submersion of the island of Anti-Rhodos, where the palace stood. These disasters buried the palace beneath the sea, hiding it from the world for centuries. Today, the Sunken Palace is an incredible spot for divers, history buffs, and adventurers. It offers a unique chance to touch the past, literally. You can swim among ruins that have witnessed the rise and fall of empires, each stone and artifact telling a story of glory, intrigue, and eventual decline. It's not just about seeing the ruins, it's about feeling the echoes of an ancient world with each dive. Every discovery at this site helps us learn more about the past. The underwater palace of Cleopatra continues to be a focal point for both underwater archaeology and for those who dream of uncovering lost histories. The secrets it holds beneath the sea are reminders of Egypt's rich and complex tapestry of history. Each dive and each find helps piece together the story of a civilization that has fascinated the world for thousands of years. Would you brave the depths to uncover the secrets of Cleopatra's palace?